from Kim, and she can fuck all night.
There's nothing. Three in a row. Let's go. This is real, baby. Let's go. Can you believe it? For the third consecutive season, the Tampa Bay Lightning are playing in the Stanley Cup FINAL. Oh my God. This team is incredible. I don't think that we've seen a more dominant team over the course of like 6 or 7 years in pro sports than the Tampa Bay Lightning, especially in this day and age where all the leagues have the amount of teams they do, 30 or 32, and they have salary caps. The fact that the Lightning are doing what they're doing 3 years in a row is remarkable. So just like, this is just something that you don't take for granted. Like, you just sit back and you enjoy it while you have it, because this team, like I said, is insane. The Tampa Bay Lightning are headed back to the Stanley Cup, where they will play the Colorado Avalanche. And we'll talk about that after we talk about the Game 6 recap. In the first period, no goals would be scored at all. And then 10 minutes into the second, Steven Stamkos throwing a shot on net hits an impossible angle on the far left side past Shesterkin. Shesterkin can't believe it. Stamkos, I don't think, could believe it. I couldn't believe it. It was one of those shots where it's not supposed to go in, but somehow it did. And the captain strikes first. It's 1-0 Tampa. And as time is ticking down in the game, Stamkos would get called for a holding penalty, and the Rangers would go up on the power play, where Frank Vetrano would then score for the New York Rangers. It was a slap shot that got tipped off of Killorn trying to block the shot, and it found its way past Vazzy for the Rangers goal with just 7 minutes left. But then something unthinkable would happen just 21 seconds later. 21 seconds after the Rangers had tied this game up, Steven Stamkos nets his second of the game and gets the Bolts back above the Rangers for the lead. And it's 2-1 Lightning with 6.5 minutes to go in the game. There was a lot of questions as to whether or not this was a legal goal. Spoiler alert, it most definitely was. You see, when a goal is reviewed by the Toronto Situation Room, that is like the highest of the table right there. They are the kings of the throne with reviewing shit, and if they say it's a good goal, my friends, it's a good goal. Shesterkin initially gloves the puck, and then it would bounce out of the glove, and then it would bounce off of Stamkos' pants, and then find its way past Shesterkin for the goal. And you don't have to like it, but it's a good goal. And then the final 6 minutes of the game would be extremely stressful, as the Lightning just had to sit back and defend. New York had pulled Igor Shesterkin, and it was 6-on-5 for a good portion, and they were just pounding, but Vazzy would deny every single shot attempt that came his way. Vazzy just decided that he was going to be a brick wall in the final couple of minutes to play in this game. And the Lightning hold on to take the win, and they head back to the Stanley Cup Final for the third year in a row. Oh, boys, I really thought deep down in my heart that the Lightning were going to lose in the first round of the Toronto Maple Leafs, especially when the Bolts went down 3-2. I was like, we are not winning back-to-back against this Toronto team. Toronto is insane. I just don't see that happening. And then they somehow miraculously did. And then Florida was, I mean, I've forgotten about that Florida series. It was so quick. It's still a complete shock to me that we swept the President's Trophy winners this year. And then we get to New York, and I knew New York was going to be good. Not this good. I got to hand it to New York. They played an incredible series. This is something that I was not expecting from this young team. Them beating Pittsburgh wasn't a total shock to me. In fact, I wasn't really surprised at all. Getting past Carolina was what shocked me. I thought that Carolina was going to win that in 5 or 6, and then here comes New York, and they just shock everybody by beating Carolina in 7. And then, my friends, not only did they take the Lightning to 6, they kept every game except for one really close. Really close. They played fantastic this series. I got to give them. They're going to be a fantastic team for the road ahead, and they are not going to be a team that's going to be taken lightly from here on out. Not a whole lot of people were expecting this team to make the playoffs this year, let alone 6 games in the Eastern Conference Final. That's it. They were 2 wins away from making the Stanley Cup. I'd say that's the definition of ahead of schedule. Yeah, the Rangers were a fantastic team in this series, and they were making it very stressful for me at least, that keeping these games really close and taking a 2-0 series lead to open up. That's another thing about this Lightning team, is the fact that they go down 2-0 and they don't care. They just go and win 4 straight after that. Like, are you kidding me? The Lightning got completely outplayed in the first 2 games. It wasn't even close. And then they just turn it around and win 4 straight. And in the process of doing so, outplaying the Rangers. This team is really weird. One game they look like they're dead, they're out of gas, they've given up, and then the next game, it's the best team you've ever seen with your own 2 eyes. It's incredible. Like I said, I really believe that the Lightning in the first game or 2 of these series, they just sit back and they analyze every little move that their opponents do so they can learn how to play and compete against that and one-up them. I believe that. It's remarkable. That's it for this game. Let's talk about the upcoming series. This one is going to be fantastic for the hockey world to watch. And it's not going to be so fantastic for my well-being, because Colorado is an insane team. I think, personally, they have the best offense in the league, and it's not even really close. Nathan MacKinnon, top 3 player in the league. Mikko Rantanen, incredible. Landeskog, Makar, Kadri, Burakovsky. I mean, these guys are all incredible hockey players, and they're just on a powerhouse offensive team. There's no doubt about it. The question is, can the Lightning expose the Colorado defense? Because that has been the weak link of the Colorado Avalanche this season, this playoff, has been their defense. Their goaltending has been average. The defense has been maybe slightly above average. It's just the offense is so damn good that you could give up 7 goals and win 9-7. And that's the story of this year's Colorado team. Can the reigning back-to-back Stanley Cup champions expose the defense and net some pucks? Or do the Avalanche prevail with a high-scoring offense? It's going to be a fantastic series. I believe it's going to be far better entertainment-wise than the last 2 cup finals were. When the Lightning had to play Dallas, I was confident that we were going to win from the very beginning. When the Lightning had to play Montreal, I was confident from the very beginning that we were going to win that series. For the first time, I am not saying that I have confidence in the upcoming series. I think it's going to be a hell of a challenge for the Tampa Bay Lightning to best the Colorado Avalanche. The Avalanche have been on the brink for a couple of years now. Last year, winning the President's Trophy, going up 2-0 on Vegas and then losing 4 straight in the second round, they really could have done damage had they gotten past Vegas. This year, they didn't have the President's Trophy, which, I'll say it, it's the only curse in pro sports that I believe in, is the President's Trophy. It's just insane how every year, the seemingly best team goes out first round, second round. It's a really weird thing, but I believe it. So they didn't have the President's Trophy this year. I knew that it was going to be hell for anybody in Colorado's way. They sweep the Nashville Predators with ease. St. Louis puts up a little bit of a fight, taking them to 6, on the brink of taking them to 7, but St. Louis was easily their best opponent this playoff that they've played so far, and then they go and sweep the Oilers. I won't say with ease, because they put up a little bit of a fight, but I mean, they go and sweep the Oilers. So 2 sweeps this playoff for the Colorado Avalanche. They haven't gone to a Game 7 yet this year. But if they are going to, it's going to be against Tampa. I am very, very excited for this upcoming series. I think it's going to be insane. I think it's going to be one of the best Stanley Cups we've seen in a while. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, your Tampa Bay Lightning are headed back to the Stanley Cup Final for the 3rd year in a row. Simply insane. I have no words. It's your boy, Chiefs Race Bolts. I'll see you in the finals, baby. Peace out.